It's time.
We're back.
Uh-oh. Now I know it's serious.
Because he's standing?
Yeah.
Sorry, I like to stand.
He's in the
and
game.
sit.
EA Sports. By the way, NCAA.
Wait, are you
NCAA
actually
football
standing
comes
right
out,
now?
I'm taking a week
Yeah.
off and playing.
You are?
Yeah. Does that
Oh.
make
Might
you
just be on the
uncomfortable?
pod.
No, it doesn't make me
That's
uncomfortable. It probably makes the people editing our video uncomfortable. They can't see your face, though.
Just don't cut to me at all, T. All right? Don't worry about it.
It'll be fine. Always widescreen it. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
I hopefully they do some type of thing where like they try to get up there, but they can't. And just leave it there.
Face.
Oh, I have one
Get
of
a
those
beard
standing
tickle.
desks at work. Go up and down. I probably go up and down 6 or 7 times a day.
Squats.
Guy.
It's bad.
All right. News. What do we got? We got to start with quarterback of the room, always, right? Quarterback's the most important position
Yeah.
in the team.
According to some people.
I mean,
Quarterbacks running sprints.
I had to run sprints in high school.
So
You were 112 pounds.
So it was Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
Yep.
clearly I didn't need to
Last
run
week.
sprints.
This week,
Cardio, losing
This
weight.
week was way better. It was quarterback in a cart while team ran sprints, driving with the team. Joe Burrow.
Okay, that's actually cool.
Oh, you got to find that. We have to find that. I didn't.
So
Why don't you tweet that at us? That's
Because-
where you found it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
because
I
it's
don't
more
wanna
fun.
tweet.
It's more fun to share on the show.
Yeah,
It's
so
like-
we can share it on the show.
It's my gem. It's my hidden
Where
gem.
is it?
I don't know, joeburrow.com/golf cart rides.
That's a real website. Everyone visit it right now.
Joe
Blow it
Burrow.
up.
Joe Burrow versus Marshawn Lynch. Bumper cars.
No.
No. you
Marshawn
got it
Lynch would
wrong.
win that every time.
You got it wrong.
Hold on. I gotta get to.
I know. I gotta actually pull it. I was making sure that I could find it before I.
Get to plug in for sound.
It's the entire team.
So they're all running sideline to sideline.
Yeah, some
And-
gassers.
Steve, you're about
yeah,
to see it.
Thank you
okay?
for the verbiage there. Burrow's nursing leg, knee, whatever, so he's not running, nor should really any of the star quarterbacks be running.
Yeah.
Or really anybody in the NFL. If you're not keeping yourself in shape and you're paid millions of dollars a year, then I don't know. That's a
All right,
whole
you
nother
ready?
conversation.
Full screen.
But yes, so
Hey, stop talking.
painted as a hero. Here he goes.
No sound. Better luck next time.
This is like a long video.
Yeah, it is.
What video did you?
So like
pay?
they're all going over to the field now.
They're all going to gather as a team.
Mhm. And like he's cheering them on and stuff like that. So like they paint it as like Burrow ultimate teammate, and like I look at it as like Burrow ultimate jackass.
You found the
I
wrong clip.
I don't need you yelling.
In high school, we used to have to run sprints during special teams on the sideline while the special teams guys were like, so
It's playing on
they
here.
may run one rep while we ran literally every single rep
Right.
as offensive and defensive line.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So like even if they were cheering you
played
on though, you would
specials.
look at them and be like, "Screw you."
Screw it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be looking at them as great teammates
Well, we
for
tried.
cheering you on. So
I mean, I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
ultimately, yes, he's just driving 53 yards while his team runs down, touches the line, then he turns around and goes back. It's just funny because I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
you can
that's
just
how the
stand-
quarterback should be running sprints."
You can just stand on one side of the field and cheer.
You don't
Correct.
need to drive. You don't
Or
need
even
to
if he
drive
stood
back
in the
and
end
forth.
zone and just yelled as guys run by, like whatever. Driving the cart to me just adds a little salt to the wound. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely.
But I found that after the Matt Ryan thing to be, I was like,
you got
wait,
back-to-back weeks.
Burrow's in what, year 3?
Well,
Matt Ryan's in year 23.
If he's nursing an injury, to me, that's a different
Oh,
scenario.
100%.
The driving is, it's a little excessive.
There it
Oh
is,
my
right here.
God! Hold on. Don't start laughing yet. It's not pulled up.
Will you look at it? Will you just look at it?
I feel like this is a joke. I feel like he's doing this like ironically.
I mean, I don't disagree, but I mean, still,
If people are really painting, like, I would be livid if he was actually like screaming at me if it wasn't a joke.
pick
like,
it up, let's
yeah,
go, Flynn, come
oh
on.
my gosh, I would be so
this one's going to be
fucking
better.
pissed.
This is just kind of behind
That
that.
is 3.
So they're off, and
That's
so
just
is
offense, by the way.
Joe
Defense is
Burrow
huddled up, so they must
really
have won.
giving them the
No way.
Yep. Oh, why are we painting away? It's bad camera work. We don't need to see anyone but Joe. Joe
Turning
really,
around.
Really
The
bad
actual-
turn.
Oh, they got
though.
the coaches out there running.
That was a really
with them.
bad turn by Joe.
They got the coaches out there running. Too.
However, that
He's just a pace car, guys.
I just want
Not
to
even.
know that means
the guys were
defense
done
won.
before he got turned around.
I don't know what's going on in this practice, but I'm pretty sure the defense won because
Yeah.
they're huddled and the offense is running.
I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure it's some sort of punishment.
And let's say
gasser or
and that's
something
why
like
Joe's he's running sprints.
no one in that whole scene is running, by the way.
that. No,
Oh,
not
no,
at all.
no.
This isn't
That is
like
a jog
this
at
is like
best.
coach said whoever loses has 2 gassers.
And that's
Let's get it after
That
practice.
is-
Coach is already in the snack room. Like nobody's watching that. But yes. Anyway, that was
Nonetheless,
Burrow
very
driving the cart. So yeah, that was my quarterbacks running sprints news of the week. So now next week I'm gonna have to have.
you're
you
gonna
gotta
find
find
it.
another quarterback.
new
running
segment.
sprints.
Quarterbacks running sprints. If it
So-
happens during season, I think we
That's-
may have a bigger issue.
I just don't get as much practice footage during the season. It's the problem.
Lions. Just follow Dan Campbell. He's bound to do something
something.
like that.
All right. So that's one big thing in the news as well.
The Lions thing.
The
I
Lions.
mean, that's a
Let's
good
lead into the Lions.
lead in.
Yeah, the Lions on Hard Knocks starting, I believe, tonight,
In
right?
about
8, 9,
3 hours.
August 9th, not 8, 9 o'clock, although probably around 8 or 9
Actually,
o'clock.
fine, 9 o'clock, yeah.
So, yeah, first episode of Hard Knocks. The clips, the teaser clips have been awesome. I think if you're a football fan and you're not excited to watch Dan Campbell on Hard Knocks, just Dan Campbell, no
Alone,
one else on the team, just Dan Campbell talking, you're
10 p.m.
not really
Eastern.
a
You're
football
right.
fan.
9 p.m.
You're not. It's just Dan Campbell. If he doesn't get your blood boiling a little bit, if he doesn't get you excited, you don't have a pulse.
Absolutely.
So what I mentioned earlier, that Jamal Williams clip, that's a
Yeah,
That was
that
like
one
a-
was
pull
cool.
it up.
That one was cool.
Pull it up.
He gets
You got it?
super emotional. It's a really cool clip. And we're talking about practice.
Talking about practice, man. Practice? Not a game.
have
Not
to
a
pull
game.
it up still.
I already switched the camera.
It
so.
loads easier in the other one, and then it.
Oh. Well, that happens. Yeah, this was legit. You guys aren't going to hear the sound probably because you can't figure it out.
I'm gonna let you know when I can see my screen, like that
You're good.
screen shows.
Oh. That's funny.
Can I click play on that? Though?
This is just run directly back into this. It's not run through the board at all. That's why you don't have any sound.
No, we have this.
That's what that's supposed to do. This one out of his computer. Is it not plugged into the board right now?
If it is,
read
it's
that one.
it should be your USB,
Yeah, no.
your one there.
I got nothing. Well, he's also not playing sound right now, so
Yeah.
kind of defeats that. But it should. That's what it should be. Correct. Come on, Terrence. That's coming out of the computer. Big screen. That's it. Book it. Lions are winning the North.
Who was that?
Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
Lions are winning the North.
He's there was an interesting quote or a tweet that I saw. Somebody quote tweeted that video and said essentially like kids are too cool to care this much. And I would agree. Like people care way too much about what other people think to do something like that, especially cuz you know the cameras are on you. It's just
And you
it's
also know
not great.
he didn't do that for the cameras.
No,
Your voice
no,
doesn't
I'm-
crack. You know what I mean? Like that
no,
emotion. And
yeah.
I was just letting everyone know that that wasn't for the camera, not for Hard Knocks. That was true, raw emotion. We've all had teammates do stuff like that, and it's just I mean, as players, that gave me the chills. I'm ready to go suit up for a good half of play.
Ready to go roll an ankle. Let's go, baby.
Absolutely. Pull a hammy. But
I'll toss a couple TD passes from a golf cart.
From a golf cart?
I
don't have to run?
That's a completely different clip than when he got picked up by the Lions last year, I believe, or 2 years ago, one of the two, and he does like this little joking like, oh, they threw me away, and now these guys picked me up like some ex-girlfriend. It was hilarious.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the press conference where he referred to, what was it, biting kneecaps?
That was Dan Campbell.
Oh,
Dan Campbell.
That's right.
I love me some Dan Campbell. that guy, he'd be fun to play for. He really would. He would do some insane things, though.
I feel like that's just more college motivator guy than it is NFL, though.
That's what we see.
I think that it depends on how much runway you give him, right? Like, because you can build a team of guys that respond to that stuff, and I think that I hope that they're allowing him to do that, because I think that he can be successful in that role as a head coach at the NFL level. But it's going to take time to get the right people, the right players in there. And so I hope that they can give him that runway to do that, you know?
Yeah.
He's just got to have, I feel like timing's everything within the locker room with, as far as do your leaders believe in you? And then therefore they can present that.
And he's got he's got a ticking time bomb with the team as well. Like, because the up downs and the rah-rah and stuff like that, like, only goes so far when at that level, when you're not winning a little bit, right? Like, the team responded to it last year. They were in a lot of tight games. They lost a lot, but they were in a lot of close games. They were in every game, not every game, but in most games. And so I think that's where you get the buy-in. If they start out 0-7 or something like that, then I think, that's a conversation.
I think a prime example of a new head coach would be Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was the same way, not as, like, I guess, aggressive as Campbell, but he was in that realm. Obviously, you lose the Super Bowl, you do the way you do, and then you start losing and it just snowballs, right? And that's kind of the leash that Campbell would have. Now, I don't think he would end up losing a Super Bowl.
That's why we snagged him up in Dallas.
Whatever. And then you got him for Dallas.
Lead the amazing defense.
And they're pretty solid.
They are. Way better than they've been in years.
Your offense is a question, but your defense, solid. And he's a great D coordinator. So that's the similarity that I thought of, obviously, being a Falcons fan.
Yeah.
Which is never good for the soul. Ever. It was for 3 quarters, and then it hurt. Anyways, moving on. Any other news? Oh, wait, no. Sticks to the NFC North. I think there was a certain linebacker or something.
Roquan Smith.
For our Bears fans out there.
Requesting a trade because he and the front office couldn't agree on contract negotiations. Said that they don't value him enough.
So he reached out and
said, all right, well, trade me.
Trade me.
I'm requesting a trade. I do have, this is obviously immediate news of like where he could land. Some people say Seattle, Denver, the Raiders.
I mean, you think he'll actually get traded?
Chargers.
Something to
the
discuss.
Dolphins.
I just know that it's the Bears and it makes me laugh.
I don't. So
where is he in his career? Is he still on his rookie deal? He can't be, right?
I would think that he's headed lead. I mean, I thought he got a good contract with the Bears.
Did he get a good contract?
That's what
before?
I was. In my head, that's what I was thinking. Is that it was like he's negotiating a second contract with the Bears.
He signed a 4-year, $18 million contract.
His stats aren't great either, though, guys.
He averages 4.6 a year.
Oh, where's my Cam Smith? My goal is to win the FedEx Cup. Says he has no comment when it comes to the live.
Told you.
So he's going after the season, basically, is what
Told
that
you.
could
You're
be.
not going to hear anything from those two until why would they forfeit the ability to win a FedEx Cup?
There's going to be a decent amount of people that do that.
And they're going to play in the President's Cup, which is in September.
The breaking news.
Right, but there's going to be a decent amount of players, if they want to make that jump, that are going to say, okay, I'm ready to make that jump.
Taylor Gooch, Hudson Swafford, and Matt Jones are not allowed to compete in Memphis.
Take that, Liv.
Judge ruled they cannot compete. Dang.
Until this lawsuit subsides, or
well,
what?
let's not get into details of that.
Yeah, no,
okay.
no.
But like
That's
well, you said judge said, so that's why I asked.
That's literally what it
Oh,
just said. Judge,
okay.
Judge ruled.
God,
all the breaking
but like
news.
if you're Cam Smith and you've won majors, you've made you've made a lot of money on the PGA Tour, and if he's comfortable where he is, like he's just like, yeah, cool, why not? Let's go play somewhere else.
Let's just keep
Right, but he's not going to go right now. He's got basically they got a month left. That's why I said when the.
So do you think Smith leaves? Do you think they trade him?
Well, he's on his last year.
Back to football. Just
Back to
so
football.
because
This is a
we're
football
just
show.
Smith and Smith. That's why I just want to make
Roquan.
Sure just went from
That's actually
Cam
funny.
To Roquan. I'm
I
like,
didn't even catch
let's
that.
make
I
sure
mean,
that we're
it's-
Roquan.
verifying
Hey,
the
Roquan.
switch.
Hey, Ron.
So I mean, it's kind of this stinks a little bit for the Bears, but is it in their best interest to trade him to see because he still has obviously value. He's still a decent player, decent enough to get some stuff for. He's on his last year this year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's an unrestricted free agent next year, and they can't agree to terms now. So what's going to happen in the next 12 months?
I would bet they'll trade him. This season is a wash for them. I heard an outrageous number that they're paying like $160 million this year. Like they're paying to unload dead money. Like they have a ton of dead money on their cap.
Are you talking about the Falcons? Because that's what it feels like.
The Falcons are in a similar situation where it's just like
I didn't know the Bears had that much dead.
Comes out of this season, like they're just it's a wash.
They had some big signings. I mean, they had Khalil Mack. They had
the Bears have
Allen
$56.8 million in dead money this season, which is only second most behind the Falcons, who have 63.2.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of money.
But they're
that's
looking
dead money.
to clear their roster. They're trying to wipe everything away and start fresh.
Did you pull up Roquan Smith's stats at all?
Yeah, he actually had a last year was his best year as a pro. He had 163 combined tackles, 68 assists, 3 sacks, 1 pick, 1 tutty.
So
2020
was a good year.
2020 was 139, 41 assists, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions. So he was more productive last year. So if you are going to trade a player, that's what you're going to base it on.
But technically, now that he just said this, the Bears' leverage goes away because he wants out anyway, so people can play with that.
He was in a contract.
A little bit.
He was in a contract situation anyway. He wasn't reporting to camp, so it's not like it's out of the blue. It's been in, so it's already set into his market, in my opinion.
Yeah, but having a player and having it be public and verbally expressed, like, hey, these guys aren't going to pay me. I want out. Now, outside looking in, 2-3 football minds, who does that devalue the most? Does it devalue the Bears because now he's like, well, I'm not going to play for these guys. They won't pay me anything. And now teams have leverage because they're like, well, we can kind of give you whatever because you just want to offload his money because they already have a huge cap hit. Or does it devalue Roquan Smith, who now looks kind of money hungry, but at the same time, money's being thrown around in the NFL like it never has been before?
Yeah, I think that there's a balance in there where it does devalue him a little bit, but I don't think it. I mean, the Bears are worth nothing anyway. So
and that's wait. No, can you say that louder for the people in the back? Was that what was the Bears?
The Bears are worth nothing this year. They're admitting defeat this year. Like they're admitting defeat. This is, I mean, I can't think of anyone that's better on their team than Roquan Smith. Like he would be their top player overall, right?
No, everyone would say Fields.
No.
Justin Fields
I'm saying
Twitter,
that's what they would say.
Overthrew a wide open.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's a different topic we can get to because he's
not
good.
We
you know
don't
what I mean?
I don't like talking like
Riley Reif, maybe
Daniel Jones, for the Giants.
Washed.
David Montgomery
beat up
Good
on a
player.
throw.
Not the best.
Not the
Robert
best.
Quinn's old.
David Montgomery's. I mean, he would be their best offensive.
No, Eddie Jackson.
Threat.
They're free safety.
Best defender.
Yeah, that
And
would
Montgomery's
be
their best offensive threat.
Yeah, Eddie Jackson would be their best. Would be my opinion. Yes.
Okay, so the second best player
Yep,
on their
arguably.
team, like
Arguably, yes.
and they're saying like they're sending a message that they are not
You guys-
committed to the team in its current state.
But also,
right
he's
now.
not making
could you
them better
be?
if they sign him.
Do you guys know who their quarterbacks are? Can you name them?
Who?
Their quarterbacks for the Bears.
Why does it matter?
It's only
Because-
one that matters.
I know, but I'm saying like,
How
are
many
you built to
backup
win?
quarterbacks can you name in the NFL?
They have Trevor Siemian and Nathan Peterman.
It doesn't matter. Justin Fields is the only one that matters.
If
they have
Fields
to
is
develop-
You know
playing,
Fields is going to
then-
get hurt. Why would you not have a
Why
actual
do you think he's going
backup?
to get hurt?
Because he
Robert Quinn used to be good. I'm like going through their roster. Like Robert
going
Quinn
to?
used to be good.
Yeah.
You know he's going to.
Their
I'm just
kicker,
saying that, like,
Earl
they're
Santos.
not building on whether or not. I mean, if he gets hurt, they're not going to win anyway.
I mean, they're not going to win anyway.
Do you think the Rams are going to be good if Stafford gets hurt? Do you think the Bucks are going to be good if Brady gets hurt?
No.
Okay, so like,
But if you're a bad
we're-
team, shouldn't
then
you
we
have
can't talk
another
about
quarterback?
we can't talk about the Bears if we.
I'm just
they
saying,
don't. They
it's
want to
not.
lose.
They clearly want to lose.
Yeah, I
I was
mean,
just driving home the point that they want to lose.
But I mean, this kind of ties into a little bit of conversation that is like, as far as like teams with the worst quarterback situations, it's like a team can only be in a bad quarterback situation if they're positioned to win,
Isn't
and then their quarterback is the detriment to that. The Bears aren't in that situation.
fair.
Like, they might not have a good quarterback
But
or
it don't
good
matter.
backups,
It don't
but
matter.
they're not in a position to win. So therefore, their quarterback situation is not bad.
so you're
Whereas, like, we go into the Browns. The Browns are positioned to win. Deshaun Watson may or may not play.
they got a decent backup?
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, but I mean, is he going to win?
He hasn't proved to be a
He's not
viable
a winner.
option
No,
as a starter.
He's a solid backup.
yeah.
He
But
comes
he
in,
also
plays
gets
in, but
hurt.
he also gets hurt.
So if Watson's suspended for a year, they're not going to win. So now they're
Yeah,
But like Carolina, that's a team that's could win, they could lose.
they're not
They've got
good.
two quarterbacks who
Are bad. Well, one's bad.
I think Baker's a good quarterback.
I do too. I think Darnold's bad.
Baker
If
is
he's
certainly
healthy.
one of the top 30 options that
Easily
are
the
available
Top
at the
20
NFL.
option easily. Yeah, I don't think it's. I could argue that he's top 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Healthy.
I'm saying like he should be a
Of
starting
course.
quarterback in the NFL.
I mean,
the
Jameis
fact that
Winston or Baker
they're
Mayfield?
getting him for $5 million
Baker.
is amazing.
Right.
So
Stupid,
now that
really.
you
But they
asked
had to.
that, like, I know you say Sam Darnold's a bad quarterback.
It's just not good.
Yeah, but he's proven.
I don't
to
know that
not-
he's that bad.
Yeah, but he hasn't been a value add to any team.
Right. But
Baker Mayfield has. Baker Mayfield took an irrelevant Browns team, and not only him,
They have-
but when
yeah,
he was healthy, the Browns were relevant with him playing quarterback.
Yeah.
You have,
But they also
the
had-
thing that I'll say about it is you have to game plan around Baker's shortcomings. He's not a guy. I think
You
I
don't want to throw him
disagree.
35 times a game.
I think
No,
I
he'll take
disagree
risks.
with the fact that he elevated a Browns team. Like I think that he was good enough to make the Browns
Right.
competitive.
Alex
And
Smith,
so-
Baker Mayfield.
Same.
Okay.
You guys,
Like from a value
Perfect.
perspective,
Perfect.
very different
Kirk
players.
Cousins,
but-
Baker
it's
Mayfield.
not close.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like those guys that I'm naming are the guys that are all in that.
You
between
need
those
the-
two is
You
nowhere
You need
near
the right
close.
coach in
Jameis
place
Winston and Sam
to
Darnold
make
might be close
sure
because
that
Jameis
they're putting that guy in the
consistently throws
best
interceptions.
possible situation as many times a game.
But he
as
also
you
throws
can.
for 5,000
It's the Jared
yards a
Goff
season.
in LA, right? Like Jared Goff is made it to a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, he just
and
throws
so he was able to do that because they repeatedly put him in the best possible situations. And so I think that he's a valid starting quarterback. Baker is a good enough starting quarterback. I want to make that clear.
Right.
And he should be the starter day one. I think that Sam Darnold does crazy things at times.
He's not
like,
good.
but overall, his production has not matched what he has shown the ability to do. Like he's never been
Do you
able to
think-
consistently put that together.
Do you think he could have gone to, like, if he would have gone to Seattle where Drew Lock is, would you rather have Drew Lock over Sam Darnold?
Same quarterback, except for Drew Lock has more upside because he's more athletic, and he's not been in the league long enough to where I think Drew Lock can maybe do. He has a better chance to do what Josh Allen did as far as reining in the inaccuracy while using his athleticism that Darnold doesn't have.
part of reining in the inaccuracy was Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
coming to your team.
Oh, I don't disagree, but I mean, if you can't hit Stephon Diggs when he's open, then
yeah, I agree. I don't know.
Adding weapons always helps.
Yeah, I don't know enough of Drew Lock to confidently say.
It's because there isn't enough.
But
to
like,
know of him. He doesn't have the games. But Darnold's not good.
No,
these stats are bad.
And he's been. I mean, let's be clear. He's been on bad teams, and he's been put
beat
into very tough situations. But I don't like, again, like even when he's been in the games, he hasn't consistently executed. And maybe it's a point of like the coaching staffs that he's been around have not put him in a situation to be successful.
Remember Sam Darnold, the famous quote for him over, I don't think it was last year, maybe a year before, was the seeing ghosts against the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
And like once you're in that position,
game over.
It is almost impossible at the level that you have to play NFL quarterback to ever fully recover from that unless you just get on a team that can give you amazing protection, great weapons, and then like to fully get your confidence back. I just don't know that you can do that in the NFL like once you've reached the point of seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we've bashed the hell out of Sam Darnold. What's next in the news?
You know, that's what happens when you play for the Jets. Mark Sanchez, Sam Darnold.
Butt fumble. All right. Cool.
I don't know what else I have NFL news wise that I can think of off the top of my head.
I don't any college news? Anybody got anything there?
I haven't really, to be honest, haven't paid much attention. Nor I haven't heard anything coming out of Texas. Did get the only other AP number one vote. I think it was AP number one vote.
Yeah.
On the initial stuff, it was the 3 SEC schools that we talked about in Texas.
Yeah.
That was the only recent college news I've seen. Which
it was 2 SEC schools, Ohio State.
Oh,
that's
Texas. That's right. But Texas A&M was getting a lot of love.
Yeah. What?
How Texas?
Yeah. I didn't. And I chose not to even interact with that.
I mean, I get why A&M gets
writer
it
from Austin or something.
Also,
like
but I also get why A&M gets a vote.
Like, I don't understand.
I get how A&M gets this love, but they also they lost 4 probably good teams last year, and they beat Alabama. That's right, but they still lost 4 games, and they've been on a hype train for a while.
I think it's more just relative to the idea that the SEC is just such a buzzsaw. And so
I agree.
People I think it's easy to talk about those teams because they're constantly in the recruiting ranking rated very high. I think Texas A&M was number 1 this year and in their recruiting class, and they've been in the top 5 consistently since Jimbo has been there. And so they have a lot of hype surrounding them because they have a ton of talent. They did beat Alabama last year.
And they have the coach that's right. I mean,
yeah, and Jimbo Fisher's been there before, right? Like he's been in that situation before. They have all the resources, and so why shouldn't they be able to do it? Why shouldn't they be able to put it all together? And I think that that's really what the conversation is, or why they're in that conversation.
I agree.
Intensely looking at over there.
So Texas is ranked 18th in the poll.
How the hell do you get a vote?
And
I think it's just a Homer writer.
Oh, 100%.
Clearly.
I mean, 100%.
Clearly.
Well, like how many wins does Texas have over the last 3 years?
I don't know.
15, 18?
Don't fire Mac Brown.
Like they've got an average of 6 wins.
Don't fire Mac
Guys,
Brown.
They have Steve Sarkisian. They'll be fine.
Don't fire Mac Brown.
Hey, it doesn't matter where the Longhorns
Do you
belong.
disagree or agree with that statement?
If they belong at all, will become clear after week 2 when they host number 1.
You
Alabama.
being a coach in this situation, you're just laughing over here as I'm.
I mean, Alabama's
going
to wipe them by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, so we can put the bed to talk to bed.
What are we gonna? We're gonna have a taco in bed.
I don't think that Texas
Tuesdays.
even
go.
is.
Hey, I like tacos in bed.
So like Texas and OU are the favorites to win, the betting favorites to win the Big 12 this year. Mm-hmm. I don't think Texas deserves to be in that conversation. They've done
kind of a slap in the face to OU, honestly.
Yeah, I mean OU is still the favorite, but it's just by a much slimmer margin than what it should be.
Like Iowa State has as good a chance as
it's
Texas.
It's because General Booty's not listed as a starter. Otherwise, there'd be no conversation.
I think Baylor and really, like, to me, Oklahoma State should be the most insulted in that regard. I know that Oklahoma State has lost some guys, some key guys at specifically, I believe, the quarterback position, but I think that they have as good a shot as anyone. I think the Big 12 below OU is pretty wide open.
3 or 4.
And so, but they've lost to Kansas.
They averaged 7
Kansas.
They've lost to Kansas multiple times.
But that's what I'm saying. The slap in the face comes from the conference stuff. They were 5-4 in 2019. They were 5-3 in 2020, and then last season they were 3-6. Like,
wait,
how?
that's only 13 wins.
I said in conference.
He's just talking about in conference.
In conference, like that's a slap to the conference.
It's it's to me, it's all relative to the hype surrounding Sarkisian and surrounding the buzz that he's brought. And so, what can he do?
And they're Texas, like,
and Manning, although he's not.
He's not there yet.
He's not there, but I mean, it's the buzz.
There's a buzz around what he's doing with the program, and I hope that Texas is good. Like, college football is better when there is more parity and there are more good teams. So, like, I think that they're making a massive error going to the SEC because they're putting themselves into what we just talked about with A&M and those teams. Like, how many teams emerge unscathed from those conferences every year?
Also, like, you can't be successful in the Big 12. Why in the hell would you think you could be successful in the SEC?
Yeah. But it's not about that. It's about money.
No,
it's about the TV contracts.
But you can't tell me Texas wasn't getting enough money. They have their own network.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite national championships of all time, though, was Texas versus USC when Vince Young.
100%.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, I agree. I rewatch that game probably every other year.
It's the best game.
But, like, just like you said, it's when those
like,
teams are good,
it's more fun.
Football is good.
When the Blue Bloods are all at full strength, it's amazing.
That's why USC's coming back this year.
Hey,
that's why NC State's making their way back up to the top.
Wolfpack, I'm with you. I like Wolfpack, but that's not a blue blood pick.
What color is their blood? Not blue.
Anywho,
what's the other blood?
All right.
If you're not a blue blood, what are you? A white blood?
Just everybody
red.
else.
A red.
Red. If you're not Crip, you're blood. Come on.
Oh, that's where we're going.
Blue and red. Is it not blue and red?
That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So that's college news.
College news.
All right, let's
NFL
go.
News.
It's Coach's Corner.
Didn't we already kind of do our Coach's Corner? Or are we going into our recruiting?
He said Coach's Corner recruiting.
Oh, we want to talk recruiting?
You're the coach.
It's time.